Look, I want to start with something honest, and I know that's not what you clicked on. The title of this video promises you 3 foil balls and a like new toilet. And I'm going to give you the foil balls. They're real, they work, I use them. But I'm also going to tell you the one thing about this trick that every single video floating around out there leaves out. Because if you only do the foil ball part and skip what I'm about to show you, you're going to be disappointed. And you're going to think it doesn't work. And it does work, you just have to do the whole thing. So stay with me all the way through. Because the part they don't tell you is the part that actually fixes the problem. Here's what we're dealing with. That ring around your toilet bowl, the brownish-orange one at the waterline, the grayish-white crust under the rim, the streaks running down the porcelain that you've scrubbed 100 times and they just come back. You've bought every cleaner on the shelf, the blue tablets you drop in the tank, that thick gel that squirts under the rim, the foamy spray. Some of them fade the stains for a week or two, and then the ring comes back, same as ever. And here's why. Most of that stuff is bleach-based. And bleach doesn't touch mineral stains. Not really. What bleach does is take the color out of them. It fades them just enough that they blend into the white porcelain. But they never went anywhere. The buildup is still there. So by the next week or the week after, the stain is showing again, plain as day. You didn't solve the problem. You just hid it for a little while and paid somebody for the privilege. Those stains are minerals. If you've got hard water, and most of this country does, every flush is depositing a tiny layer of calcium and magnesium right at the waterline. It dries there and hardens, and the next flush deposits another layer right on top of it. Do that for a few months, and you've got a ring that feels almost like dried concrete if you run your fingernail across it. That's limescale. That's what it is. Just minerals that built up slowly because every time the water evaporated, it left something behind. And then there's the rust-colored staining. That's iron in your water. If you're on well water, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The water comes in carrying dissolved iron, and when it hits the air in that bowl, the iron reacts with oxygen and turns that reddish-brown color. Same thing happens with old pipes. The iron comes off the pipes, rides in with the water, and ends up staining your bowl. 2 different problems. And they need 2 different things to fix them. That's what this video is actually about. Now, before I get into the foil, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, let me tell you something your grandmother probably knew. By the way, everything I use to run this house for less is written down in one place, my book. Every trick, every method, including what I use to clean and what I flat out stopped buying. It's on my website, the link's right below the video. Go grab it. I won't mention it again. Okay, the foil balls. Tear off a sheet of regular aluminum foil, the kind in your kitchen right now, maybe 12 inches long. Crumple it up into a loose ball, about the size of a golf ball. You want it crumpled enough to have some texture to it, but not packed down so hard it's a solid lump. The texture is the point. Do that 3 times. 3 balls. Now here's where people split into 2 camps. Some videos will tell you to drop those foil balls into your toilet tank and leave them there. I'm going to tell you to hold off on that, put them somewhere safe for a minute, because if you've already got staining in the bowl, the tank trick is only a maintenance move. It does nothing about what's already there. Sequence matters. Clean first, maintain after. So first things first, we're going after the bowl. If your staining is mostly that brownish, orange, rusty color iron staining, the foil balls are your main tool. Grab a bowl of warm water, dip one of your foil balls in it. Go in there and rub it directly on the rust stains. Small circles, medium pressure. Not hard scrubbing, just steady, even contact. Here's what's actually happening when you do this, and I'll explain it plain. The rust staining is iron that's already combined with oxygen. Aluminum wants oxygen more than iron does. So when the foil comes into direct contact with that rust, the aluminum pulls the oxygen away from it and takes it for itself. The rust breaks its grip on the porcelain and loosens up. What you're left with is a residue you can wipe or brush away, not a stain that's bonded to the surface anymore. That's not a gimmick, that's chemistry. And it costs you nothing because you already own a box of foil. Add a splash of white vinegar to the water you're dipping the foil in. That speeds the whole thing up. The vinegar gives the reaction something to work through and helps the foil stay active longer. You'll see the rust lifting off, actually coming away on the foil ball. Keep going until the staining is gone or down to almost nothing. Rinse the bowl and take a look. Now, If your main staining is the white or grayish ring, the crusty waterline buildup, the stuff that feels rough when you touch it, that's the lime scale. That's the calcium and magnesium. And the foil alone won't do much there. Foil is for iron. For mineral scale, you need an acid. And here's what I use: citric acid powder. Not lemon juice, though lemon juice will do in a pinch. The actual powder, which you can get at any grocery store or online for next to nothing. A bag of it will last you months. The reason you need an acid for this is that lime scale is basically a chalky mineral crust, and acid dissolves it, pours right into the crust, and breaks the bonds that hold it to the porcelain. The mineral goes from this hard, stubborn ring that laughs at your scrub brush into something soft that lifts right off with almost no effort. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. No magic. Here's what you do. Take about half a cup of citric acid powder. Before you put it in the bowl, bail out some of the standing water from the bowl. You can use an old cup or just flush and then use your toilet brush to push the water back so the waterline ring is exposed to air rather than sitting underwater. You want the citric acid to have actual contact time with the staining, not just float around diluted in a full bowl of water. Sprinkle the citric acid right on and around the waterline ring. Get it under the rim too if that's where you've got buildup. Now leave it alone. This is the part people rush and then wonder why it didn't work. Leave it for at least an hour. Overnight is better. If those stains have been building up for months or years, give the acid the time it needs to work through them. Come back and give it a light scrub with your toilet brush. You're not going to need to murder it. The staining should wipe off with light pressure because the acid already did the hard part. Flush and look. If you've got really old, really thick buildup, the kind that's been going on since before you moved into the house, you may need to do this twice. Don't give up after round 1. Give it a second treatment, same way, and you'll get it. One thing I want to say plainly about the rim. Those little holes under the rim where the water comes out when you flush those can get clogged with the same mineral buildup, especially in hard water areas. And when they clog, the water doesn't flush right. It trickles instead of flowing, and the bowl doesn't rinse clean. Take a look under there. If you can see white, crusty buildup around those holes, get your citric acid solution up there too. A small spray bottle works well. Dissolve your citric acid in warm water and spray right up under the rim. Let it sit. The acid breaks the mineral loose and those holes open back up. Now we get to the tank. This is where the maintenance part of the foil ball trick comes in. Once your bowl is clean, and only once it's clean, you drop your foil balls into the toilet tank. Lift the lid, have a look inside, and drop them in the water. Leave the lid back on. What happens in there is this. The tank is where that hard water sits between flushes. That's where the minerals are just waiting to settle out and head into your bowl. The foil balls add a surface in the tank that the minerals can grab onto instead of riding down into the bowl and attaching to your porcelain. The rough, crumpled surface of the foil gives the minerals somewhere to go that isn't your toilet bowl. Every time you flush, the water carries less mineral buildup down into the bowl than it otherwise would. It won't stop staining entirely if you've got very hard water. I want to be straight with you about that. It slows it down considerably. The difference between cleaning your toilet every 2 or 3 weeks and cleaning it every couple of months. It's a maintenance tool, not a miracle. But that's still worth doing because it costs nothing and takes 30 seconds. One important thing, keep any toilet bowl cleaners that use bleach or strong chemicals away from those foil balls. If you're using drop-in tank tablets that are blue or have chemicals in them, those can react badly with aluminum. Pick one or the other, either the foil balls in the tank or the chemical tablets, not both. And don't spray chemical cleaners directly into the tank. The bowl is fine to clean as usual, just don't combine foil with bleach-based products in an enclosed space like the tank. That's the one caution. Keep it simple, and there's no issue. Check those foil balls every month or 2 when you're doing your regular cleaning. Lift the tank lid and take a look. If they've gotten small and thin or they're falling apart, swap them out for fresh ones. Takes 30 seconds. A new piece of foil, crumple it up, drop it in. Now, who's making money on the fact that you didn't know this? Think about what you've been spending on that toilet every year. The blue gel that squirts under the rim, a few dollars a bottle every couple of months. The drop-in tank tablets. The specialty rust removers, the thick foamy cleaners that smell like chemicals and promise to destroy stains. The average household probably spends $30–40 a year on toilet cleaners alone, and almost none of it actually removes mineral staining. It fades it, it masks it. And because the staining comes back in 2 weeks, you go back to the store and buy more. The people selling those products know exactly what bleach does and doesn't do to mineral deposits. Clorox will tell you themselves, and I looked this up, that bleach is the wrong product for hard water stains. They say to buy their other product, the Lime and Rust Destroyer, because the bleach cleaner doesn't work on minerals. They know. They designed the bleach product for bacteria and organic staining, not for mineral buildup. But a lot of people grab the bleach cleaner for everything, get halfway results, and buy it again next month. Citric acid powder. A bag of it runs you maybe $4. It will last you a year of monthly toilet cleanings and still have plenty left over. A box of foil is already in your kitchen. That's the whole system. The reason nobody told you this before isn't complicated. There's no money in it. You can't build a brand around half a cup of citric acid and 3 balls of aluminum foil. Nobody's running a Super Bowl commercial for powder from lemons and crumpled kitchen foil. There's nothing to patent, nothing to package with a proprietary label, nothing to mark up. So instead, they sell you the squirt bottle and the tablet and the specialty spray, and your ring comes back and you buy it all again. You don't need any of it. Here's what I want you to do this week. Go under the sink and look at how many different toilet products you've got in there. Count them. Now, grab your foil from the kitchen and your citric acid, or just white vinegar if that's what you have on hand, and do this today. Bail out some of the water from the bowl. Dip the foil ball in warm water or vinegar, and work it on any rust staining in circles until it lifts. Sprinkle citric acid on the waterline ring and under the rim, and walk away. Let it sit. Come back, light scrub, flush. Then roll 3 fresh foil balls and drop them in the tank. That's the whole thing. 20 minutes of actual work, and everything after that is just maintenance. Tell me in the comments, what does your staining look like? Is it the rust brown color or the chalky white ring? And are you on well water or city water? Because that changes what you're dealing with. I read everything you all sent. And if you've already tried something similar and it worked or it didn't, I want to hear that too. The people in these comments teach me things every single week, and that's the honest truth.